Hello, everyone. Okay. Oh, been a windy day. It thundered, didn't rain much. It's one of those days, it's cloudy and the sun came out and then it went back in. So, anyway, what I'm going to talk about is, let's say, Leica. I own the Leica Q3. I was looking at the Q3 43. I was also looking at the Fujifilm GFX 100 RF. The reason why I don't want that camera, not the megapixels or anything, I would love that, but it has no stabilization. Okay. It may have some for the video, but you just have to use the shutter speed to counteract that. It has an f4 for full frame, but it's like to a 35 millimeter equivalent, which has a 35 millimeter, by the way, f4. Is like a 28 millimeter 3.2, the same field of view. Let me take that back. 28 millimeter, like the Q3. All right. So what's the difference between a Q3 and a Q3 43? I consider it a crop and also the lens. So instead of a f1.7 aperture all the way through in the Q3, it's a f2 to an f2.8 on the Q3 43. And why do you say that? I says, well, here's a recommendation where I have the Sony FE 2.0, which I think is one of their better lenses, on the Sony A7CR. So this is a little bit lighter, and I'm using a small rig grip instead of the grip that came with the Sony A7CR with this camera. If I crop it, it'll become like a 42.5 or like a 43 millimeter, like the Q3 43. So I'm going to show you some pictures that you can compare if you like the Q3 43 or you like just the regular Q3 at 28 millimeters. So let's take a look at them, shall we? So here's the first picture, 28 millimeters, and it's on the Sony. I think it's on Vivid, okay? So I don't have it on neutral or flat or anything like that. I have it on the Vivid. And if I go down, see, that's cropped. So that's like a 28 millimeter, 43 millimeter, 28 millimeter. Yeah, 28 millimeter, 43 millimeter, 28, 43, 28, 43. And I don't think I can, yeah, I can't scroll that down. I just shot it too high, that's all. There's a 28 and a 43 millimeter. Now, this is at f2. I did have it at on the auto, all right, just to show in the comparison. So it's an f2 lens, but I may have shot it at an f9 or f11, depending on how close the subject is. So this was a 7.1, okay? 28 millimeter, but with the crop, it's a 42 millimeter. Focal length in a 35 millimeter film, okay? If I go to one above that, same thing. That's at 28, okay? And this was shot at 7.1 also. But I want to show you something, okay? Get rid of that. I'm going to go in here. Look how sharp that is at 28 millimeter. And then at 43 millimeter, we're going to crop it also. See, that's much bigger. Go up. See, that's a little bit smaller. And then 1, 2, 3. That's bigger. I just wanted to show you that. Look how detailed it is. And this is at a 7.1. So a Fujifilm GFX 100 RF is an f4. Okay. Doesn't make a difference if you shoot it at 7.1. The only difference is this camera has stabilization, whereas the Fuji, I think, only has digital stabilization for video, if you're going to use it for video. But same thing here, 28, 43, 28, 43. I'm going to have to clean the lens or the camera sensor. There's the hole dug at 28 millimeter and then 43. And that's it. So just by looking at these pictures, let's just scroll in at 28 millimeters. Look at the color. This is, you can get this camera for like $2,600 now, minus the lens, you know, used. But look at the color, look at the shade, look at the shadows. It's awesome, okay? And this is just an example, kind of darker light, all right? For double the price, you can get a Leica Q3. Now, I did see a Q3 43 on eBay for $16.95, but if you don't believe the price, don't jump on it, because I was reading up about it. They don't say anything about the camera. They said that they have had 7, they've sold 6 or something like that. I didn't get any info on what other people related about the camera. But the thing is, you're selling it for 1/3 of the price. Why? So that's what I'm trying to figure out is, do you really need a Q3 43 when you already have it? Okay. Now, I will say this. You have a full 60 megapixel camera at 28, but then it gets smaller megapixels as you go on. All right. So with the 43 already at 60 megapixels, does that make a difference? Does farther, looking at an object farther, make the difference really? So let's go back here. 28 millimeter. 28 millimeter, 43. And I can go all the way to my dog. All right. 28, 43. Yes, he's closer. But I can crop all the way to 90, whereas I think on the 43, it's either, I think a 135, maybe a 150. I can't remember. But that's what you get. But then it's only like 6 megapixels at that time. So anyhow, that's my take on it. I don't think it's worth it to buy another camera for a little bit of difference. You can still crop the camera like this, okay, with less megapixels like you can with the Q3. You can go further with the Q3, but with the A7CR, you can get like a 40 millimeter lens, all right, and then you can go and get to like the 50 millimeter, and then the 75, and then the 90, all right. You can get those lenses without any cropping, the full 60 megapixels, and have a wonderful camera, okay. So I just wanted to state that for half the price, A7CR with the lens can match your Q3, okay? You can crop to maybe 42, 43, whatever, 42.5, whatever, and get two of them. But then with multiple lenses, you have everything that the Q3 has, okay? But it costs a little bit of money for each lens also. I'm just saying that if you're not into cropping much, this is all you need. Now I added a thumb grip, and I added the small rig extra because I didn't like what came with the Sony, all right, which does come with the A7CR, and it's never overheated on me. I think it's because of the metal. I was thinking of getting the black, but then they overheat like quicker, so I decided to go this route, and I love the camera. It's perfect. And yeah, you see a little noise, but there are things that I can show you that, like I'll have a little 30-second video on for someone that gets a camera and has it in auto. I will show you how to select the scenes best for it: landscape, portrait, city, or city lights at nighttime, or nighttime portrait, or whatever you need. Okay, it can select the scene, or you can pick the scene, and you can do macro if you want, stuff like that. That's if you have no idea what to use with the camera. Usually you stick it on auto, or when you get better, a little bit program, and then you start getting into aperture and priority, and then maybe a little bit in a shutter priority. Aperture priority or shutter priority, or when you get real good, you're in manual mode, okay, which you can do all the settings. But just want to give my take on it, that to save money, this is a good camera. I love the Q3, okay, but there are advantages for the A7CR. This is 61 megapixels, if it makes a difference, compared to a Q3 that's a 60, like the 43, 60. So anyway, thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you next time. Bye, folks. Have a wonderful day.